Recorded Books presents a Griot audio production, Sins of the Mother, by Victoria Christopher Murray. This unabridged recording is narrated by Patricia R. Floyd. This book is copyrighted 2010 by Victoria Christopher Murray. This recording is copyrighted 2010 by Recorded Books, producer and publisher of Griot Audio, celebrating the best in contemporary African American fiction and nonfiction. And now, Sins of the Mother.
Chapter 1. New York, New York, November 2009. Love, Mama. Jasmine scooped her toddler into her arms. You do love your mama, don't you? She laughed. May Frances rolled her eyes as Jasmine smothered her son's cheeks with kisses. Don't make no kind of sense, Jasmine Larson, her best friend said, teaching that baby to say that. What's wrong with him loving his mama? But before May Frances could answer, Jasmine stood straight up and scanned the crowd that packed the new mall. In just seconds, her gaze locked on her daughter, crouched in front of the pet store window. Jacqueline! The girl's brown curls bounced when she jumped up, startled, and skipped back to Jasmine and May Frances. With a firm hand, Jasmine grasped her daughter's wrist. I told you to stay where Nema and I could see you. Jacqueline bowed her head. But Mama, she sighed, I could see you. Well, I couldn't see you. So why don't you sit down for a moment and cool off? Jasmine said, as she wiped the thin line of perspiration that dampened her daughter's hairline. I'm not hot, Jacqueline protested. It was the look on her mother's face that made Jacqueline wiggle onto the bench next to May Frances. With her eyes on Jasmine, she buried her head on the shoulder of the woman who, years before, had been nothing more than a friend of the family, but was now so close to the Bushes that Jacqueline thought of her as her grandmother. When May Frances put her arms around Jacqueline, the girl glared at Jasmine as if she never planned to love her again. Jasmine shook her head. Then her eyes widened when her rambunctious daughter rolled her eyes. No, she didn't, she thought. Jacqueline had never done that before, and Jasmine opened her mouth to scold her, then just as quickly changed her mind. When her daughter peeked back at her, Jasmine rolled her eyes. Jacqueline giggled, and Jasmine laughed too. But when Jacqueline moved to get up again, Jasmine stared her back down. Jacqueline pouted and bounced hard against the back of the bench, but the silent tantrum didn't faze Jasmine. She planned to let her 4-year-old, or 14-year-old, depending on the day, sit and think about how she'd run off. Are you ready to go home? May Frances grumbled. As Christmas music piped through the speakers above, Jasmine realized this trip to the mall wasn't the best idea she'd ever had. But how could she have missed this day? The new Harlem Mall had been open for only 2 weeks, and this was the first big shopping day of the season. She had to make her own contribution to Black Friday. Now, as she looked at May Frances and Jacqueline, a set of ornery twins with their arms folded and their lips poked out, she wished she had thought this all the way through, because if she had, she would have come alone. I want to go home too, Jacqueline exclaimed, as if she was in charge of something. Looking at her son, Jasmine shook her head. You don't want to go home, do you, Zaya? She asked, calling him by the name that Jacqueline had given him 2 years ago when he had been born. Hosea had been too difficult for her to say, and no one wanted to call him Junior. No, no, no! Zaya followed his mother's lead before he toddled over to his sister. Yaki.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?